So the test place just recently had a massive update, and we're going to be using the Colt Mars, which I'm using the Mars site. I don't know where the Mars and the names come from, but there's two Mars in the game now is what I'm trying to say. So a little bit of setup over here on the right hand side if you guys want to copy what I'm using in case you try it out. But there is just a enormous test place update. I'm talking honestly dumb, like to the fact where I opened up the document, looked at it, and was like, that looks like an actual essay. I'm not interested, and closed out of the document. So if you want like a real breakdown of kind of a step-by-step on what the heck is going on in this update, you're probably better off watching someone like Strider or Ruby, who really kind of dives into some of these niches. Me, on the other hand, I'm going to turn to, I don't know, enjoying myself and not go through that. But there's been a ton of changes, and one of them being, of course, a new gun or two here or there. That's usually what's mostly important for these updates. People always look for what is the new content. There also has been a lot of balancing changes. To my understanding, the intervention, if I'm not mistaken, is getting nerfed again. I may be wrong. I probably should fact check before saying that, but I'm going to go with my gut here and say it's getting nerfed again, which, although interesting, not sure how that's actually going to affect LeBron's legacy. And then we come to the test place. So quick rant real quick, and then this video won't be filled with rants, I promise, but this one needs to be done. So we have the test place for Phantom Forces, where we could test new content, right? We're all on the same page. Everybody understands that definition. Why is it that you give us new content, you give it to us like, hey, try this out, and then you put us on the worst maps ever? This is literally, I don't know, 67 studs by 67,000 studs. It's literally just one huge rectangle. There's no flow to it. You literally just lay out in the open. We have G2, its project, laying down using the new carbine, or I guess the updated Gyrojet carbine. He's literally just laying there. I'm spawning facing the edge of the map. Why is this part of our test placing opportunity? Correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been wrong quite often. If you guys want to try something out, you would like to try it out in a functioning environment where we actually understand what is even happening, where little Joseph here isn't just camping with an MSG-90, and I don't even know that thing's been updated in this most recent update. It might have been, I don't know, but we're literally laying underneath cars. Look at this, 1, 2, 3. We're all just laying here. That's it. Silas! Please, I'm begging. But a little bit about this Colt Mars that I've come to understand for the 5 minutes that I've been using it is that it truthfully feels more like an assault rifle than anything. So it has a faster fire rate, which you would come to expect out of most SMGs. I think it's something like 825 rate of fire, which is pretty cool, but it also doesn't handle too bad. Now, I'm not the biggest gun nerd out there, and I'm sure I'm not using the most optimal attachments, but even on this absolute wasteland of a map, you could still hit people mostly cross map. Like, you're not struggling too much with it at any range. Now, it does drop off to a 5-shot to kill at range, so it definitely isn't super strong like some assault rifles, but that 5-shot at range is something that we're becoming a little bit more accustomed to, which makes this even more weird to me. I'll use my baby, the G36, as an example, just because it's an easy one off the top of my head. We have something like the G36 that can 5-shot at all ranges, 4-shot close range, which is a similar damage range to this, which makes balancing these things even more weird in a much deeper conversation than what I'm about to make it. But when you have a bunch of guns that all do like 4-shot to 5-shot range, whether they're an SMG, whether they're an assault rifle, or whatever it may be, then it just becomes a balance of like, I guess, recoil and rate of fire, which I feel like doesn't leave the options open too much. At least that's just my opinion on it. Spirals is in my game. Spiral's also better than me at the game nowadays. He is using full stock, which I assumed that would be worth it. So we did get that one, but he's using a stubby grip. Let's try that. Yeah, I don't know, man. Things just are kind of weird. On the balancing end, I feel like there's a lot of things that are starting to kind of blur the lines, and that's bound to happen with how many guns we have in the game. That's definitely something that we expected to happen. Not surprised by that at all, but it does get, I don't know, it does get a little weird at times. I don't really like the fact that it's getting to that way, but I also don't have an opinion on it because I'm not allowed to. Nonetheless, though, so to kind of summarize what my thoughts are on this so far, and I'll probably make other videos where I actually sit down and take the time to look into it, but I did just want to kind of bring the notice that there is a massive test place update. For those of you who aren't too big into PF and might want to get more into it, the test place is a really big place to be. There's a lot of new information that flows into there. If you're in the Silas Discord server, there's a ton of information that flows in and out of there. It's always good to go there if you want to stay up to date on what is happening. Like I said, the list for the updates, I think, is genuinely like 50 pages long. Like, it's absolutely insane. And how many things are actually going to stay in the test place or make it to the main game is going to vary quite a lot. It's not like everything that's on that update sheet will end up being in main game. games, so don't get too upset about them the same way that I do. I kind of just get a little passionately annoyed, some of it for video's sake, some of it because this game just makes me upset sometimes. But if you guys want to try it out, definitely check out the test plays. This Colt Mars, for like the few minutes I've been using it, and like I said, it is up for debate on whether it's going to be changed or not. Actually, not bad. I don't love the fact that it almost behaves like an assault rifle. There is an ammo attachment that makes it better in a close range scenario, but it literally has a carbine barrel or whatever that I'm using that is specifically for longer range engagements. So are we using it as a SMG, or is it going to be more of an assault rifle? Curious. Mind you, I'm very uneducated on the topic of guns and what they are actually like in the real world, and I also hate the idea of using real world examples because, truthfully, it's Roblox Phantom Forces. It doesn't need to be realistic by any means. If you want to give it a try, feel free to. Let me know your guys' opinions on it. I'm sure a lot of you out there are probably more educated on these things than I am, or, you know, care more about the balance stuff than I do at this current moment. I just thought I'd bring some awareness to it so that you guys can try. Also, if you guys wouldn't mind, leave a comment if you also agree that we need to stop having the worst maps in mankind on the test place so we can actually test things out without feeling like we are forced into hard labor, because this is... Have a wonderful day, guys. Stay safe.